Hi ladies, this is Niki Rowland for Hip Kit Club, and today I'm making a layout using the September kits. I have the main kit, the pocket life kit, the embellishment kit, and the colour kit too. I'm also today making a layout based on this mood board, and I thought I would also use this beautiful cut file that's available on the Hip Kit Club website. Okay, so I have cut the cut file twice. I've cut it from the kind of rainbow paper, striped paper, the Dear Lizzy She's Magic collection. I've cut it out of the same sheet of paper, and I've cut it in 2 different sizes. I've then backed it on yellow so that all the flowers that come through look yellow, and I have also backed the smaller one with some white cardstock as well, so that it's not a hole anymore, it's a solid piece that I can move around. So the reason I chose to use this cut file is because it's a wreath, and there was a really lovely rainbow wreath on the mood board, and I was really inspired by that image. It was a wreath of leaves, but I didn't have a leaf wreath, goodness that's hard to say, a leaf wreath cut file, so I settled for the one that we did have, which is the flowers in the heart shape. So really beautiful cut file, so I was delighted to be able to use it on this project. So I have mounted my layout, my white cardstock background. I've cut it at a funny angle and layered it on top of the remains of that striped rainbow paper by Dear Lizzy She's Magic. Sorry, at this point I have a little helper helping me, or causing me major hindrance actually, so apologies for his little hands appearing on the layout a few times there. So I've mounted my cardstock onto this crazy lovely beautiful paper, the rainbow paper, and I'm also adding in I'm adding in my photo, and I want that to sit inside one of the wreaths, and I'm just backing it on a Project Life card, and also adding a piece of torn vellum behind it. I really love the vellum in this month's kit because there his hand is again, sorry. I really love the vellum in this kit. It just gives an extra dimension and level of interest, a different texture. Yeah, I really enjoyed using that this month. So I've mounted my photo. I'm adding in die cuts all over the place. I'm mostly using the Indian Summer die cuts, and they have got some really lovely leaves and things in, including that beautiful little fox. He's so cute, and then some pumpkins and some pears, and I've used the word happy place as well for my title. That's going to go in the middle of the layout. So I'm just getting everything stuck down now, so I'm using foam pads for the most part, and I'm sticking those die cuts down just so that I can basically I need to move on from all of these little die cut pieces. Quite often I layer them all up on my layout, and then I'm too scared to stick them down because I might move them. So I've spent so long arranging and faffing around with them that then it's too daunting to actually move them. So I just thought I'm just going to go for it now. I'm going to stick them all down in place now before I add too much more to the layout, and then I can't move them. So yeah, I've got them all stuck down now, and really pleased that they are in place and not going to move. The only problem is then that it's difficult to add things into the layout. Anyway, I'm managing though, it's fine. So I've just tucked a frame in behind there. That's one of the Dear Lizzy She's Magic frames. We had a whole set of those in this month's kit, and so I've just put one behind my photo. I'm now looking at this piece on the side. So basically my wonky layout, if you like, is distressed at the edges. I've also added machine stitching around those edges, but I wanted some interesting pieces to come out from the right hand side of that layout, of that edge, and I thought I would try to match up the small amounts I had left of that paper, that lovely soft subtle rainbow paper, if you like, that came in this month's kit, but I'm finding that the colour matching is pretty difficult. It's not really working, and I really like the oranges at the top, but I can't make my scallops small enough to fit in that narrow space at the top there. So I've tried several times, but in the end don't bother. It ends up going behind my photo. I've just put it there now. So I'm just carrying on building up the scallops on the side. Now this was inspired by the images of the mushrooms on the mood board, because I have this lovely scallop textured image on the mood board, which I thought I would try to recreate in the form of a scalloped border punch. So that's what I'm doing there. I'm carrying on with my scallops, and I'm putting a few more behind my photo because, as I say, I couldn't figure out anywhere to use that orangey piece, orange and yellows, because they wouldn't fit at the top. Still trying, but no, it's definitely not going to work. So I'm going to have to settle on the pieces at the side on the right. I really need to stick them in place because I'm doing the same thing I always do, fiddling around with them, layering them all up, and then they're not stuck. So I'll get them perfect, and they're not stuck, so they all have to be moved again. So just sorting those out now and getting them stuck in place, along with a piece of vellum as well. So I have several pieces on the go there, and I've cut out 2 bits in the light pink and made them different widths, so that I kind of have a couple of layers, so to represent that mushroom image on the mood board. So I'm getting there now. I'm still adding bits and pieces to my layout. So I'm adding a couple of those lovely buttons in place, the Dear Lizzy buttons. I'm just pulling out a few other bits and pieces from the kits, and I'm having a look to see what pieces will go with the layout that I've already kind of created. Really, I should pull out all my bits and pieces first, but I really don't work like that. I go through and create kind of the main background of my layout, and then I add all the little bits and pieces in afterwards. So I'm just going through the Paige Evans ephemera. It's kind of like the journaling spots ephemera, and pulling out some bits from there. I really love this little apple. Well, it's not little, it's quite big. You're supposed to write on it. It's supposed to be a journaling spot, but I am just putting it as a place to put my title. It really makes my title stand out nicely with that lovely kind of shade of yellow golden behind it, and I'm just coming in and adding that little phrase to the left of my photo there. So it says picture perfect, and a rainbow that's fussy cut from one of the Project Life cards. I'm just making sure my hearts on the background cut files have some dimension, so I'm adding in some extra foam pads along the way, and then I'm coming in with the really super cute puffy stickers. So I'm just adding a few of those in. I've got the sun, I've got a couple of butterflies going in, I've got some leaves going in, and those super cute little mushrooms that are just gorgeous. I love mushrooms. I think they're really, toadstools, I think they're very cute. Yeah, getting there, apple and a squirrel down the bottom there, because you know all layouts about autumn need apples and squirrels. So putting out these letters now from Paige Evans, truly grateful, and I've used the gold phrase at the bottom that says you and me. So that's me and my daughter in the photo, so that works well. I've got some Dear Lizzy She's Magic stickers now that I'm coming in with. I added 2 yellow flowers to the top of the yellow heart cut file, and then I'm adding in some phrase stickers as well. Also some enamel shapes too. They are from the September embellishment kit. And then I feel that this layout needs a few splatters of paint, so I'm using the Lindy's. Now this one is the magical shaker, but I'm not shaking onto the layout because I'm not creating a background, so I'm just wanted some paint that I can splatter. So I've just mixed up a bit on my craft sheet there, and I'm just adding some flicks with a paintbrush. I'm doing the same with the coral colour as well, so I'm adding in that to those same areas that I just added the gold splatters, just because I felt that the background was a little bit plain and boring and needed a bit of jazzing up. So and now I thought I'd try a different technique. So me and stamping don't go that well together, but I thought I would try and stamp using the Lindy's, so I'm painting the stamp with my Lindy's coral colour, and I'm stamping it a couple of times. So I'm doing the leaf shape there, I've done it on the left, and now I'm coming in to do it on the right hand side of the layer, and I'm filling in the gaps with my paintbrush. So it's a solid shape, this leaf, so it's a bit more difficult to stamp nicely with these wet paints, so I'm just filling them in with a paintbrush. Now I'm coming in with the, so layered stamp this one, so I'm coming in with the middle, the skeleton part of the leaf, or the veins, and I'm just stamping those over the top of those leaves. So I'm nearly finished now. I'm just having a bit of a tidy up before I finish off. So I just thought I'd add in these really cute label stickers. They're from Dear Lizzy, She's Magic as well. They have a lovely set of label stickers, lots of lovely phrases on there. And now I'm just going to hand write in my journaling on the right hand side of the layout. So I have the cut file is backed on white, which means I'm able to write on it. So I'm just using my grey journaling pen and I'm adding in my journaling to that little space there as well. And I'm going in and underlining it with my ruler to make a bit more of a feature of it. Quite often my journaling sits at the bottom of my layout and isn't a feature, it's like an afterthought really, so I thought I'd make a bit more of a feature of it this time. So just adding a few little twiddles of gold thread to the big clusters on this layout. I know the whole layout is one giant cluster really, but I really love the gold, the little bit of metallic that shines through, and that is my layout done. So thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you have enjoyed this layout and all the cut file and the mood board. I hope you'll be inspired by the mood board. So thank you so much for joining me. That was Niki Rowland for Hip Kit Club.